Dean Herdman, and I'm part of the massive open online community for learning. And today, I thought I'd bring you to work with me at the Sun Ranch to discuss the effect types we can use to alter an audio signal, otherwise known as signal processing. There's three different types that we can learn about. There's dynamic, there's filter, and there's delay effects. So let's go ahead and see how we can learn a bit more about each one of those. First type of effects processor we're going to talk about are dynamic effects processors. Dynamic processors alter the sound's amplitude in some way by either expanding it or limiting it. Now, amplitude is the volume of a sound wave, how high it is, how much sound pressure level it exerts into the atmosphere. The different types of dynamic processors we have are compressors, limiters, gates, and expanders. A limiter is used much in the same way that these headphones are used when I'm operating loud machinery. What it does is it stops the loud volumes of signal flow to get into my ears. The same way a limiter stops the high number of decibels from getting into your signal flow. So let's check that out in action, shall we? The next category of effects are the delay effects. These are time-based effects, or based on the propagation of sound. That is how far sound will travel. This creates a sense of space or our environment. So some common reverb types would be small rooms and large halls. It's basically what happens when the sound is reflected off of the surfaces in your environment. So it's dependent on the size and the material that your environment is created with. Oh, before we run off, I forgot to mention the types of delay effects. So we have your delays, your reverbs, your chorus, your flanger, and your phasers. Another type of delay effect we can use is reverb. Commonly use that in the audio world. One way to see reverb is how we perceive audio in an environment or a spatial location. Reverb is the way sound reverberates inside of an environment. One way to think about that is if we take this small little room here, let's go inside. If we take this small room, we're going to get a particular sound. It's a tiny little room. So the sound, when I'm talking, is bouncing off these walls and creating the environment and how we perceive what that environment details. So when you're in a larger environment, you got more reverb and it sounds like a bigger room. This wide open environment, this large space, is going to give us much different reverb than old Willie's cabin we were just in. Oh! The last category of effects are the filter effects. The filter effects affect the timbre of the sound. These effects filter out certain frequencies of the sound and let other ones come through. Some examples of filter effects are low pass filters, band pass filters, and high pass filters. Another example would be the EQ. whether it's a parametric EQ or a graphic EQ. And what these filters, if you take, say, a high pass band filter, what it does is it allows all the high frequencies above the threshold you've set to pass through in the signal flow. Now we can compare this to, say, playing the drums. If I play a beat like this, I'm letting all of the frequencies of all the drums happen. Now say we were to take a giant high pass filter and squish it down onto me, we would take this bass drum away and we would have no more low pass filter frequencies. So let's hear what that would sound like. So as we can see, it cut out all the low frequencies. Well, it was a hard day at the ranch and a hard day at the studio, but I think we finally got what we needed. So let's take a review. Today we were talking about the different types of effects categories. There's 3 different ones. There's the dynamic, the delay, and the filter effects. Dynamic being your compressors, limiters, and gates. Delays being your delays, reverbs, and flangers. And your filters being your low pass, high pass, band pass filters, and your EQs. So what we can do now that we have all these amazing tools to use is we can create some crazy sounds. So I encourage you to try these out on your own and see what you can come up with. See what kind of environments you can create with your sounds. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys all enjoy your next tutorial, and good luck in your next courses. Bye.